Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm finally here. Yes, I know, I apologize, I haven't uploaded for the last 2 weeks. I literally have no excuse. I mean, I guess I picked up a job, but I definitely had time to record in between that time. I was literally just being lazy. But, I mean, on the bright side, we've got plenty to talk about. I mean, I missed like half the NBA Finals, well, I guess 2 games. The entire draft happened today, actually. There's like a crap ton of signings that happened, which I want to talk about a little bit, as well as just a couple of draft picks. So, yeah, but I mean, besides all that stuff, remember to like if you enjoyed the video, and let's get straight into it.
Bryant to the basket, inside!
Okay, so I want to start off my return video talking about the Detroit Pistons and just giving them a little bit more credit for what they've been doing. Personally, I've been a Pistons hater since I started playing, or liking basketball rather. Not like a hater, but I mean, come on, they're the Pistons, you know. Detroit sports teams are just not that good in general. No offense to Detroit's fans, obviously, but man, you guys have been in a slump. But you finally got Cunningham, who is my favorite of all time. I'm not bandwagoning. I've actually liked him for a very, very long time. So now that he's finally in the NBA and on the Pistons, it's a great thing. I've already ordered his jersey. It's on the way right now. It's going to go right back there. But yeah, so about the Pistons, I just want to talk about how they've single-handedly created one of the fastest rebuilds from post Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose on their team. Now, obviously, as we know, somehow, well, I guess it was due to injuries mainly, but in Detroit, Blake Griffin did really want to get out, so they finally got him out of there. And I believe they traded him to the Nets, and that was good for them. That was definitely, I mean, Blake was averaging like 25 points per game there. He was a solid player, but man, he wasn't Clippers Blake anymore. I mean, he also didn't have a very solid lobbing teammate, but I think that he definitely wasn't playing to the best that he could have. Now, in the previous offseason, as we know, the Pistons acquired Jerami Grant, who turned out to be a most improved player contender and honestly very, very crucial for the team going forward. They traded him from Denver and also acquired I don't know what his name is, I apologize, but there's some guy, he was like from the 2015 draft, and they just gave Denver some cash, which was honestly a really good deal since Jerami Grant's been playing incredibly for them recently. They also have Mason Plumlee, who's also been playing very, very, very good for them, honestly. I think he's one of the most underrated centers in the NBA. Not at like a superstar level, but he's definitely a very solid piece around that you can, not build around, that you can have on your team, and he can be a reliable center for them. Now, I think the thing about Jerami Grant is that since he doesn't shoot the greatest from the field in terms of forwards, I think that he could definitely use some help in that area of ball control and just handling the ball. I think he's more of a second or third option player. So I think Cade can come in and if they allow him to ball handle mainly, which I hope they will, because it's Cade Cunningham, right? I mean, he's the guy. Then I think that Jerami Grant will still continue to flourish. I'm looking at statistics right here on my phone as we speak, but he only shot like 42% from the field, like 2.8 assists. It's nothing special. But he had 22.9 points, or 3 points, sorry, which is pretty solid. Now, another solid pick that they got in the, I think it was just literally just this recent draft. It was Killian Hayes. Actually, it was this recent draft. I don't know what I'm thinking about. Yeah, it was this recent draft. It was Killian Hayes. I think even though he only averaged like, I think 6.8 points per game on 35.3% from the field, I think that he can be a very solid player for them. Either coming off the bench or starting. I think at this point he'll still be coming off the bench, but I mean, he's a very solid player, and I think that he can be very good in terms of production for the Pistons in just a role player type role. Another player they picked up is Saddiq Bey, and Saddiq Bey has really been playing well. I mean, he didn't average that many points or anything. He's not a superstar player, but I think that he's on his way to becoming a very solid player. He's a young guy, and yeah, he's a very solid pickup for the Pistons. Now, obviously, the point of this video is to tell you guys that the Pistons have been pulling off a rebuild, and I definitely see them being a solid playoff team within the next couple of years if their younger players continue to flourish and become better players. But I also want to talk about their recent signing in Kelly Olynyk, and I think that's an incredible signing for them. I mean, look, Kelly Olynyk, when he was on the Rockets, he was playing like an absolute beast. I saw this graphic about him and AD, and he had better stats overall statistically in almost every category except for points per game, which he was only less by 3. He averaged like 18.3 points per game, 7.3 rebounds, 7.3 assists, something like that. It was crazy. I mean, he played like an absolute god, and I think that he's going to work very, very well with Cade Cunningham coming in. Now, Cade Cunningham himself is nothing short of one of the best overall, just all-around players that we've seen in quite a while. I think that he's honestly comparable to LeBron James, but especially now, I think he's a little bit better at shooting. But that's expected since, ever since Steph Curry changed the game. Obviously, he isn't as athletic, and he's very solid. He's actually very solid at finishing at the rim, but he's not as athletic as LeBron, because LeBron's just an absolute freak athlete. It's crazy, but I think that he's definitely up there. He's definitely one of the best all-around players. He's an incredible playmaker. We saw that in college. He can get buckets at will, basically, and he can grab the ball off the board if he needs to, which I don't think he'll be doing as much since the backcourt on this Pistons team is already pretty tall. Now here's the thing. Kelly Olynyk is, out of the pieces that I've talked about, Kelly Olynyk is the oldest piece out of everybody, and I think that's very solid because Kelly Olynyk has a good amount of veteran influence to the point where he can show the younger players the ropes around the league. Obviously, they know their stuff, but I mean, everybody needs a little bit of mentorship and guiding and stuff like that. So it's very solid for them. Kelly Olynyk is a good pickup. But the Pistons have also slowly been creeping up on my radar as far as just solid overall teams. Because, I mean, if you're looking at them, they have a good team. I think that Saddiq Bey is going to become a solid player, and I have some faith in Killian Hayes at least. Obviously, Cade Cunningham. Come on, that's Cade Cunningham, right? I mean, that's one of the best players. But yeah, I mean, I think that in a couple of years, the Pistons are looking like a solid playoff team. Honestly, I think the Piston hate needs to stop. I think that they're going to be a solid team, man. I mean, 2004, they had one of the best defensive teams all time ever. I think, in my opinion, honestly, the best defensive team ever because, they were just absolutely stacked back then. But, yeah, I just wanted to, hashtag stop the Pistons hate. Why did I'm sorry. Don't use that hashtag, please. Don't ever use that hashtag. But, man, I just wanted to point out that the Pistons are looking like a real threat in a couple of years down the line. But until then, I mean, I'm going to try uploading pretty regularly. I'm going to start a series where I'm just going to post like small 5-minute videos on why each pick was good or bad for each team for like the top 10 or 12 picks or something like that. And then a couple like later on steals that may have happened. But besides that, I mean, if you like this video, please do drop a like. I know this was more low-key chill, but I'm going to try keeping it more up-pace, and I'm going to try adding more NBA clips in if I can. But I mean, besides that, man, I wish you all the best. Have a great day. If you're watching this in the day, have a great night if you're watching it in the night. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.